Okay, let's see. Hey, Johnny, you're turning 65?
I am.
Sucks to get old, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, just so you know, I deal with people all day long that are a lot older than you. You're actually on the younger side of who I deal with. When I deal with 65-year-olds, I think youth and freshness. So it's giving me a good perspective, because now I feel like I'm not really old till I'm about, 80. So I have a really good long horizon ahead of me. So when I'm turning 65, if I'm turning 65 today, what I care about is there's Medicare plus a SUP plus a PDP, and then potentially some other ancillary policies you can get. Or I can get Medicare Advantage. And both of these options, and by the way, when I write this stuff for people, I used to write it on, like when I was sitting face to face with them, I'd write it on a piece of paper and it would look this shitty. And they'd be like, "Can I have that piece of paper?" And I'd be like, "Okay." And it looked like crap. I don't know. I'm like, "You can read that?" I'm like, there's Medicare plus a supplement plus a drug plan, or there's Medicare Advantage. Now, there are pros and cons to both of these. Medicare Advantage is a private version of Medicare that is going to be less expensive than going this route, with a slightly higher potential out of pocket, but still a capped out of pocket. Some additional benefits. So it is a lower cost option with additional benefits like dental and vision thrown into it, and still has a cap on your potential out of pocket. People that are really healthy love this, but even people on the flip side that don't get healthy have protection from unlimited catastrophic out of pocket. Now, up here, Medicare supplement and drug plan seems more confusing, and it is more expensive. However, when you get Medicare, original Medicare, and you get a supplement, and you get a drug plan, this Medicare and this supplement will make it where you can go to any doctor that takes regular Medicare. You don't have to worry about any prior authorization, and just about everything's paid for. Now, not knowing the price difference in those, but let's just kind of guess that this one up here is going to be about $200 a month more, roughly. Let's just say on average. And this one will be $200 less than that one. Would you rather pay the $200 a month and have almost no out of pocket and be able to go to any doctor that takes Medicare? Or would you rather get some of these additional benefits for free, save $200 a month, and know that you're still protected from catastrophe, but you might have to stay inside their network? Now, unfortunately, when you present it this way at T65, you're going to get a whole lot of people that say that they want this unless you're in the really high poverty mark. Because there's a little bit of that that's confusing, because when I say stay inside a network, they're thinking, oh, the network's got 100 doctors and this one's got a... That's what they're thinking. So just that differentiation alone can be... So you could start saying, if you wanted to level the playing field, that you would have to stay inside the network here, but it is a PPO. So if you go out of the network, you just pay a slightly elevated copay. You still have a cap on your catastrophic amount. And with some of these carriers now, the network nationwide is about the same size as the number of doctors that take original Medicare. Unfortunately, adding that is just going to confuse them more, so you have to get back into the conversation. So for me, T65, personally, I'm still not telling them that. I'm keeping it right here. I'm going to find my really poor, cheap people fast when they say, I want to save $200 a month. For me, at T65s, that's probably going to be, based on the people I've worked with in the past, 5% of them. And then 95% of them I'm going to put on a Medicare supplement and a drug plan. And I can tell them, hey, if this starts to go up and starts to get unaffordable, we can always look at Medicare Advantage for you. Each year we can change that option. And what happens is it will go up, and some of those people will change to Medicare Advantage over time. But at the price difference, regardless how you feel about product or Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplement, T65s in the state of Mississippi, I'm still writing a lot of them MedSup at T65. And to be frank, you guys should too. Because if you push too hard to get them on an MA when they were a SUP prospect, you're very likely to lose them. And you guys make just as much on the MedSup as you do MA. Contrary to the New York Times bullshit articles, they're like, oh, the insurance companies make more from Medicare Advantage. We don't really make that big of a difference. I don't give it. I mean, we built our book on MedSup and we've done pretty well. So that idea is a little bit frustrates me because they try to perpetuate it. You know, insurance agents are all pushing it because they make more money that way. No, they're not. They're pushing it because it's easy to sell free. And it is easier to sell free. People want to save money. But when you're rewriting MedSups off the book, when you get into that 67 plus market and you're rewriting MedSups, you're saving them money anyway by rewriting the MedSup or doing it. Now, obviously, the name of the game is to get them to have a policy with us. So, in some way or another, you want to rewrite MedSups. I like to go life plan to life plan. So F to F, G to G, N to N, PPO to PPO, HMO, well, still the PPO. You know, that's kind of what we're looking for.
Why are there HMOs in?
You get into certain like metro areas, the HMO benefits can be really extreme, $1,000 MOOPs and stuff. And in those cases, you know, for those people that are never leaving Clark County, Nevada, or they're never leaving Milwaukee, or they're never leaving Miami, take the $1,000 MOOP, the $5,000 of dental and the Part B give back, and just not leave the network.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I would consider that too, especially when you're poor. You know, your wealthy people, they have the fear of, when I get sick, I want to go see a certain specialist. Well, the UHC PPO, a Humana PPO, an Aetna PPO, they're going to be able to do that pretty well, you know. But when you get into the HMOs, you're confined to the specialist that's in that regional network, and that may not be the specialist you like, you know. But when you're in a metro area, it's still going to probably be different than here. Like in this area, you might, what do we have, like 2 or 3 rheumatologists in Tupelo? Well, you get into Clark County, Nevada, they probably got, you know, 100 or 60 rheumatologists there or something, you know. So even in HMO, they probably got more than our PPOs would have in network.
Isn't that $200 a month for the MedSup? Are you automatically including the ancillary in that, or are you doing?
I was just estimating. Like I would just put like a $200, so around about 200, because if they're turning 65 and I get them a Plan G, an ancillary, a drug plan, I'm trying to estimate it at 200 at the very beginning of the conversation, just so I can get them tracking with me that they're okay spending that much. Because if I say 98 and then I start trying to pack all in, they say, whoa, I was okay with 98. Plus, that gives me a little wiggle room for their rates to increase. Yeah. And I'll tell you guys this, when you really think about cross-selling ancillary, by the way, it protects your MedSups too long term, because let's say I cross-sell, let's say turn 65, I wrote Plan G, $10,000 cancer policy, a dental, vision, and hearing, and a drug plan, and they come in and they're like, my MedSup rate went up. I just can't afford this. At some point, you could say, well, you know, we could claw back this additional benefit because cancer is covered under your MedSup. This was just going to help you with like some additional drug out of pocket, and now Medicare's put a cap on Part D drug out of pocket anyway, so we can claw that back. So instead of them having to cancel a MedSup, they could cancel an ancillary policy to create these savings. Oh, my MedSup went up $20. Let's cancel your $35 a month cancer policy.
I used to say 250.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Or
Yeah,
you
so-
could rewrite their cancer policy from a $10,000 to a $5,000. You get a new first-year commission, and you save your MedSup too. Just saying, I'm always looking for win-win-wins.
It's time to grow your agency like a guru. Introducing Go Guru Pro. The Go High Level platform allows for minimizing software-based subscriptions and grants control over several facets of marketing and communication. Automate your workflow, communicate with your leads, book appointments in advance, and house all your clients in one secure location. Visit goguru.pro and schedule your one-on-one demo today.